It was a Thursday. Warm air drifted lazily over the streets of North Haven, Texas, where the clouds moved just enough to keep the sun from being too bold. Elijah Brooks didn't need much that day, just a quiet seat, a decent fork, and a slice of peace. No taler sweets, no shiny watches. Just jeans, a faded Fisk University hoodie, and sneakers worn down by years of walking the real world. He parked his gray Subaru at the far edge of the lot outside Bravado, a polished, upscale bistro known for its truffle risotto and wine pairings, not bothering with the valet. Elijah liked things low-key. Always had. Despite owning several residential properties across Dallas and a few silent investments stretching all the way into Tulsa, Elijah had never found the need to announce himself as someone important. Not by dress, not by volume, not by posture. His money moved quietly like he did. Inside, Bravado looked exactly how he remembered it. Sleek black tables with soft amber lighting, windows that spilled sunlight like warm honey. For maybe 5 tables were occupied. The kind of place where servers kept their backs straight and smiles polished. Elijah lingered at the host stand, taking it in. That's when Tyler noticed him. Tyler Reed, the assistant floor manager, leaned lazily against the bar, arms crossed, chatting with a waitress half his age who laughed at things that weren't even funny. He caught sight of Elijah and smirked. "Help you with something?" Tyler called out, his tone carrying that artificial friendliness people use when they think they already know who you are. "Just here for lunch," Elijah said evenly. Tyler finally stepped off the bar, but didn't offer a smile or a proper greeting. He grabbed a menu like it was a napkin someone had dropped. "Bar's open," he mumbled, gesturing with his chin. "But I guess I can seat you in the back." "No welcome. No worms." Elijah didn't reply. He followed him quietly past 2 booths before they arrived at a small two-top, near a framed painting of a Lake Lucinda, if memory served. Elijah pulled out his own chair and sat down as Tyler slapped the menu onto the table like he was swatting a fly. "Water?" Tyler asked. "Sparkling, if you have it." Tyler raised an eyebrow and scoffed. "All right, big spender." He walked off without waiting for a thank you. From a booth nearby, a woman in a floral jacket looked up and caught Elijah's eye. She gave a subtle shake of her head, small, knowing. Elijah nodded back with a faint, knowing smile of his own. He'd seen this scene play out before. Walk in dressed like an average man, and some folks start measuring your worth based on your sneakers. He wasn't here to stir the pot. Not really. He was here to observe, to see how the place truly operated when no one thought they were being watched. 2 weeks earlier, Elijah had quietly become the majority partner in Bravado. A private deal, off-market, no announcement. Just paperwork. Tyler didn't know that yet. A few minutes later, Tyler returned with a glass. Maybe 2 inches of sparkling water swirled at the bottom like it had been poured with malice. "You ready to order? Or still studying the menu?" he asked. "Grilled salmon. Broccolini. No sauce." Elijah replied without glancing at the laminated pages. "All right, then." He turned to leave, but not before muttering, "Didn't know we were doing lunch service for Foot Locker." Elijah didn't flinch. He looked out the window, breathing slow, steady. He wasn't here for Tyler. But Tyler? Tyler was about to become a lesson. In the kitchen, leaning against the counter near the espresso machine, Tyler wiped his hands on his apron and said to no one in particular, "Got a guy at table 3 acting like he's got a black card, but looks like he came in on the city bus." He laughed at his own joke, waiting for someone else to join in. Luis, one of the line cooks, looked up briefly, then back at the grill. He didn't say a word. Miranda, the hostess, gave a tight-lipped smile and walked away. Back in the dining area, Elijah sat motionless. Phone screen dark, hands resting on the table. He was watching who checked in on guests, who refilled water without being asked, how hosts greeted walk-ins. When the food arrived, it wasn't Tyler who brought it. It was Miranda. "Grilled salmon, broccolini, no sauce," she said gently, placing the plate with care. "Thank you," Elijah said, warmth in his voice. "If you need anything, I'll be right over there," she added softly. Minutes later, Tyler returned uninvited. "Everything all right, boss?" he asked with a smirk. "Fine," Elijah replied without looking up. Not everyone walks in here knowing what broccolini is. Good choice, though. Pairs well with the house Chardonnay, if you're into that kind of thing. I'm good with water, Elijah said plainly. Across the room, a couple seated by the window exchanged glances. The man leaned in. Is he always like that? He whispered. Worse when the manager's not around, the woman replied. Tyler leaned closer. Oh, and just so you know, if you're planning to pay with cash, we've had some counterfeit issues. Management's asking folks to use cards. Elijah looked up. You telling that to every table? Tyler blinked. I mean, just a heads up, No, Elijah said calmly. Explain it to me. Tyler laughed nervously. Forget it, man. Just trying to help. From the bar, Miranda caught the exchange. Her lips pressed tight, like she was holding something in. Elijah took another bite of salmon. It was excellent. The service? Not so much. But this wasn't new. His entire life had been a string of rooms where value was measured in material signals. Shoes, watches, accents. That was why he bought into bravado, not for profits or prestige, but to change what spaces like this meant for people like him. In the kitchen, Miranda pulled Carlos aside, the actual manager. Hey, just giving you a heads up, she said quietly. Table 3. Tyler's been real snide. Carlos frowned. How bad? Bad enough, I'm telling you. Carlos sighed. Got it. Thanks. He made a note to follow up. But Elijah was about to handle things himself. After finishing his meal, Elijah placed a sleek black metal card on the check tray. Miranda came to collect it. Thank you again for lunch, he said, and for treating me like a guest. She looked surprised but grateful. You're welcome. Carlos returned to the floor. Elijah stood and approached him with calm, purposeful steps. Carlos, Elijah said, extending a hand. I'd like to speak with you and your staff briefly, if now's not a bad time. Carlos looked startled, then nodded. Sure, yes, of course. Miranda passed Tyler on her way to the back. She leaned in. You might want to dial it down. That's the new partner. Tyler froze. The kitchen's energy shifted. Conversation slowed. Movement sharpened. Carlos clapped twice. Everyone, quick meeting. Tyler leaned against the prep table, arms folded like a smug teenager. But his smirk was already fading. Out front, Elijah waited near the host stand. The staff gathered around. Carlos stepped forward. Everyone, I want to introduce someone very important to this team. Elijah stepped forward. My name is Elijah Brooks. 2 weeks ago, I became the majority partner in this restaurant. Silence. I came today to observe. Quietly. To see how things really run when no one thinks they're being watched. His eyes fixed on Tyler. Unfortunately, I saw more than I hoped. Tyler opened his mouth, but Elijah raised a hand. I heard comments that didn't belong. I saw a man judged based on things that don't matter. It may seem small, but it's not. He turned to the group. What I experienced today while isolated to one persona is a symptom. And symptoms tell you something deeper is wrong. Then, back to Tyler. Tomorrow, 8 a.m., you'll meet with Carlos and me. You'll explain why you felt comfortable treating anyone that way. Tyler stammered. Look, Mr. Brooks, I didn't mean anything by it. That's the problem, Elijah interrupted. You didn't have to. Carlos stepped in. We don't tolerate disrespect here, to guests or each other. Elijah's voice softened but stayed steady. This place has potential, but that only matters if we protect its values. Then, he nodded to Carlos. I'll see you in the morning. He left without another word. Tyler barely slept that night. At 7:58 the next morning, he sat in the back office, pale, sweating, waiting. Carlos came in first. Morning, he said coldly. Yeah, Tyler muttered. Elijah entered moments later. Same hoodie, same steady stride. Let's keep this simple, he said, sitting across from Tyler. You know why we're here? Yeah, Tyler whispered. Then explain it. Tu thought I was just being funny. I didn't mean to. Is it your defense? That you offend everyone equally? Elijah asked, raising a brow. Carlos added, your job is to make people feel welcome. Period. Tyler looked down. I messed up. No, you revealed something. Carlos leaned in. You embarrassed this place. Tyler swallowed. So what happens now? I'm not firing you, Elijah said. Not yet. I'm giving you one chance. Full retraining. Listen to everyone, especially the ones you usually ignore. Carlos added, You'll shadow Miranda and Luis this weekend. Tyler nodded. Okay, I understand. Good, Elijah said, because I don't do second warnings. That day, Tyler moved different. No jokes, no side comments, no smirks. By Friday, Elijah returned. This time, he sat quietly in the corner booth, watching. Tyler served a young black couple in casual wear with grace and patience. No assumptions, just respect. Later, Miranda found Tyler outside on break. Hard day, she asked. He nodded. Feels like everyone sees through me. Good, she said. He looked down. I didn't know I made people feel small. Then listen harder, she said. Inside, Elijah closed his laptop. He didn't need to watch anymore. Carlos met him by the kitchen. Better today? Carlos asked. I saw, Elijah said. He's had a long way to go. They always do, Carlos replied. Growth isn't about perfection, Elijah said. It's about what you do next. Before leaving, Elijah passed the couple he'd seen on that first day. You're the man started. Elijah smiled. Just a customer today. They nodded. Nothing flashy, just mutual respect. Because change doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes it walks in quietly and waits. Ready.